Make it with Mike.
Good morning and welcome to Make It with Mike. Now Tracy, how often have you thought, oh, I wish I could create a Newtonian fluid to play with, but I just don't know how?
Oh, I'd say at least 3 times a week.
It's a nightmare. Well, today I'm going to show you how to make something that we call Gloop. And all you need to make Gloop is some corn flour and some water. So Tracy, can I ask you to go get me some water? Now, we're also today going to add some food colouring, just to make it that little bit more fun. So the first thing we need to do is get a container. And we're going to add the corn flour. Now, corn flour is really cheap, so we can add as much as we like. Okay, we'll give it a little shake. And now we're going to add our food colouring.
Wow.
Not too much, because you don't want to dye your hands. There we go. Give it a stir. You can see our water has changed colour. So now our water is red. Now this is the complicated part, okay? So you need to pay attention to this bit. You're going to add a tiny amount of water because it's really easy to go too far and add too much water, and then you've got to add more flour. So it's much easier just to be really careful with your water. There we go. Okay, see how that's going in?
Not too much.
Not too much. And then we'll give it a stir. Stir, stir. Now, you'll know it's working when it's really hard to stir.
Just like silly putty.
It is just like silly putty, except that silly putty is copyrighted and expensive. Okay, now they were actually done here. So if you put your hand out,
Simple as that.
it's that easy. So what I can do is I can pour it out onto your hand. Here it comes. Oh, there we go, on the spoon as well. And you'll see it pours like a liquid, but you can hold it like a solid.
Wow, that's amazing.
That is amazing. There we go. So if you pull that, give that a go.
And now it crumbles.
So you can see it runs like a liquid, but you can hold it and pop it back in like a solid. So we're going to do it again, but this time with some blue. So if we go get me some fresh water, Tracy, that would be fantastic. Lots of corn flour. Everyone's probably got corn flour at home. And this time we're going to use some blue food colouring. Remember, just a drop.
Not too much.
Not too much. Give it a stir. Now, another fun little game that you could do with this, Tracy, is when you've got your red and your blue coloured waters, you could add them together and mix colours. And then that way you could explore different colours.
Wow, amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. So, not too much water, just a little bit. And give it a stir. Ooh. Tiny bit more. Not too much. And you can see now it's starting to get hard to stir and the powder is disappearing. You want it just as the powder is disappeared. Now of course if you do make a mistake you can just add more corn flour, but it's much easier to just be really careful with the water. Right, so if you could put your hand out for me, Tracy, are you ready? There we go, and give it a squeeze, and you can hold it. There we go, right, and pop it back in.
As easy as that.
It's that easy. Now, Tracy, that is how you can make goop using just corn flour, water, and to make it even more fun, just a little bit of food colouring.
Amazing.
That's amazing.